Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 19th. Here's what we're working on. This just in, Air Canada and the union representing its flight attendants have reached a tentative agreement ending the strike.
Hamilton police are setting up a command post in the search for a Dundas man missing since June.
And the St. Catharines Athletics pulled out a big win at the Minto Cup.
Double team comes, Savage, go!
Good morning. I'm really enjoying these fresh starts to the morning.
It's very nice.
Lovely.
It is very nice. You know what else is very nice? A cup of tea and some berry cake this morning. Oh, Annette, thank you. Annette,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Baked a nice berry cake. Oh,
I brought in the leftovers.
You can bring in leftovers anytime.
Okay.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful start to the day. And yes, such a nice, fresh start. It's so nice for a change, isn't it? After that day we had yesterday, we only got to 21 degrees yesterday.
It was lovely.
Really nice outside.
It was just an absolutely gorgeous late August day, I guess we can say now. Humidex about 24, but still that cool northeast breeze kept that temperature down yesterday. Today, well, quite an unsettled day, it looks like. We have some showers and some thunderstorms approaching from the west, which I will show you on one of our maps coming up. So that's what we have in the forecast for today. Showers, chance of thunderstorms as well. Temperature today a little bit better than yesterday. We should hit about 23 degrees, still below seasonal. And then tonight could be some heavy downpours. And tomorrow, again, still some lingering showers, maybe some thunderstorms. So a couple of unsettled days, but some sunshine later on, which we'll talk about. We're sitting at 16, by the way, right now. Traffic this morning, we are still almost a half an hour from sunrise, so still dark fairly well. No problems at the 403 and Waterdown Road. That's doing fine. Check our MTO traffic cameras, just a few of them. Red Hill Creek looks good. Toronto bound toward the Skyway away from us. Speaking of the Skyway, here's the top, the Burlington Skyway anyhow. Toronto bound away from us on that one, and now Toronto bound towards us at Bronte, so nothing this morning at all. We will look at weather and traffic and all the details coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
All right, thank you, Brian. We begin with breaking news this morning. The strike at Air Canada has ended. The union representing Air Canada flight attendants has reached a tentative agreement with the airline. 10,000 flight attendants walked off the job on Saturday after months of negotiations failed to produce a deal. Details of the new agreement have not been released publicly. The tentative contract will now go to a ratification vote, allowing flight attendants to approve or reject it.
Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has secured a seat in Parliament after winning a by-election in rural Alberta. In a victory speech last night, he says his party has its work cut out for them.
This fall, as Parliament returns, we will not only oppose out-of-control liberal inflation, crime, immigration, cost of living, and housing prices, but we will propose real solutions for safe streets, secure borders, a stronger and sovereign country with bigger take-home pay for our people.
The Alberta riding was left vacant by Conservative Damien Couric, who stepped down shortly after April's federal election when Poilievre lost his Ottawa area seat. Parliament will resume September 15th.
Hamilton police will be setting up a command post at Millgrove Community Center this morning as they continue to search for a 62-year-old Dundas man who's been missing since June. Simone Gavros joins us live from Millgrove Community Center with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. It's been over 2 months since John Edwards went missing, and we know that he was reported missing on June 11th after he left his home at St. Joseph's Villa. Now, since then, police have been investigating a number of tips that have come in, including in areas across Hamilton like Flamborough, Dundas, and Waterdown. Now, police say that the search today is going to be an extensive search of this area, and they're going to be launching a number of different tactics to search the area, including the K-9 unit and the help of the ground search and rescue team. That's going to start at 10 a.m. today. Now, a previous command post was set up back in June at Millgrove United Church after Edwards was last seen around the corner from there on June 11th, just before 4:10 p.m. That's about 7 hours after he left his home at St. Joseph's Villa in Dundas. Police have used aerial and thermal imaging, patrolled on foot, bike, and horseback, as well as sifted through surveillance footage across the region, all in an effort to find Edwards. Police say he has cognitive impairments similar to dementia. And although foul play is not suspected, his disappearance has been deeply concerning, given his vulnerability and the intense heat that we've had this summer. He's described as white, about 5'11", 214 pounds, with shoulder-length brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing baggy shorts, a striped blue t-shirt, white socks, running shoes, and possibly a ball cap. And police also say he walks with a slight shuffle and may be carrying a small light-colored ball in his hand. It's still unclear why police are deciding to set up this command post here and why they're doing this today. I did reach out to police this morning for more details, and they aren't available for an interview this morning, but we'll get that information later today as well. For now, things back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much. An early morning crash in Brantford has sent 4 people to hospital. The OPP say their injuries are not life-threatening. It happened around 12:30 this morning on Highway 403 in the westbound lanes just west of Garden Avenue. The highway has since reopened, but the investigation into that crash continues. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Premier Doug Ford have met behind closed doors in Ottawa to discuss making Canada more globally competitive rather than focusing on a trade deal with the United States. The two leaders didn't provide many details of their meeting, but say it was a good one. They discussed steel, the auto sector, and artificial intelligence. Carney says it's a critical time to address major economic projects, and Ford says the priority is protecting Canada's economy.
We're united on the message of let's start worrying about how we can be competitive here. The president is unpredictable. He'll come out with some cockamamie thing tomorrow that we don't even know about.
He's talking about Donald Trump there. Ford says he also called on the Prime Minister to cut taxes to help our economy prosper. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump is arranging a meeting between Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky to discuss ending Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Trump says the U.S. would support European security guarantees to prevent future invasions. European leaders are cautiously optimistic following a White House meeting yesterday. They're worried Trump could pressure Ukraine into concessions. Zelensky stressed the importance of U.S. involvement in security guarantees for Ukraine. Trump is dismissing the need for a ceasefire before further negotiations to end the war.
I don't think you need a ceasefire. You know, if you look at the 6 deals that I settled this year, they were all at war. I didn't do any ceasefires. I like the concept. You know, I like the concept of a ceasefire for one reason, because you'd stop killing people immediately, as opposed to in 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever it takes. But we can work a deal where we're working on a peace deal while they're fighting. They have to fight.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said during the president's call with Putin that the Russian leader agreed to have a meeting with Zelensky within a couple of weeks, but the details haven't been set.
Sportsline, the St. Catharines Athletics pulled out a big win at the Minto Cup last night, and they'll have to do it again tonight if the hosts want to play in the final.
Here's Savitz. Double team comes. Savitz scores! Captain, my captain, he does it again in overtime.
Lucas Nielsen scored 4 goals. Chuck Rawson added 3 more as the A's beat the 2-time Ontario champion Orangeville Northmen 12-10 in overtime at the Meridian Centre. With the win, St. Catharines improved to 2-1 in the National Junior A Lacrosse Championship, but they lost the goal differential tiebreaker that would have sent them straight to the best-of-3 final starting Thursday. Defending champion Coquitlam also moved to 2-1 after beating the Okotoks Raiders 11-3 and will play the Athletics at 7:30 tonight in the semifinal. Paul Skeens kept the Blue Jays in check, allowing 2 runs while striking out 8 batters over 6 innings as the Pirates beat Toronto 5-2. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was taken out of the game in the 5th inning with tightness in his left hamstring, and he's going to undergo an MRI. The Jays managed just 6 hits and committed 3 errors. Jays manager John Schneider says recently acquired Shane Bieber will make his debut on Friday versus Miami. The 2020 Cy Young Award winner pitched 7 innings for AAA Buffalo last Friday in his final start since having Tommy John surgery last year. In 3 starts with the Bisons, the 30-year-old Bieber had a 2.04 ERA with 16 strikeouts and 2 walks over 17 2/3 innings. Congratulations to Chicago Cubs outfielder Owen Casey of Burlington.
Hit, left center field. First big league hit for Owen Casey. So they'll keep that baseball, and some history for the kid from Canada.
3 days after going hitless in his major league debut in Toronto, Casey delivered a single in the bottom of the 7th inning for his first hit in the majors. Casey went 1 for 3 yesterday afternoon at Wrigley Field as the Cubs lost 7-0 to Milwaukee. Toronto Raptors general manager Bobby Webster has been named the team's head of basketball operations. The promotion also comes with a contract extension for the 40-year-old from Hawaii. Webster takes over from former Raps president Masai Ujiri, who was dismissed in June. It sounds like the Ottawa Redblacks will not have Drew Brown for their game against Edmonton this week. The quarterback suffered a knee injury in last week's loss in Winnipeg, and Ottawa head coach Bob Dice says Brown is unlikely to play. The 3-7 Redblacks will likely start backup Dustin Crum when they host the 3-6 Elks on Friday. It just might be the best thing you watched today. If you haven't seen this already, let me introduce you to the German Shopping Cart Return Championships.
Wieder die Führung auch in der Show zu übernehmen. Ja.
Yes,
100.000 Euro.
Und der ist drinne. Ja. Wichtig.
All right, truth be told, this is not the German Shopping Cart Return Championships. This viral video is from a TV game show called Schlag den Star, which translates to Beat the Star in English, and there's a YouTube channel dedicated to the show. On the show, celebrities compete against each other in a variety of physical, mental, and skill-based challenges for a prize.
Okay, instead of a cage to catch that should be a car. So they push it against a car in the parking lot. Isn't that what always happens with shopping carts? Bang into the side of your car. It's like, oh no. Okay, let's get you, speaking of cars, let's check traffic here this morning. 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. Nope, no sun in your eyes yet. Doesn't come up till 6:29 this morning. So the 403 and Waterdown Road, we did have some construction there earlier. That is pretty much cleared, so good news there. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. St. Catharines, Garden City Skyway. Volume is very light on all our cameras. Red Hill Creek all the way through the 403 junction. Heading toward Brant Street. Royal Windsor through Oakville, all the way through Cooksville Creek and Mississauga. Nope, nothing on the roads this morning. All right, let's get to the temperature as we're starting out this 19th morning of August. Temperature right now sitting at 16 degrees. Winds are light. Humidity, it's comfortable. We do have, I know the sun's not quite up yet, but that's what the sky is. It's a mainly cloudy sky so far this morning. We will see a little bit of sunshine, but not much. Air quality risk for the day today, once again, in the low risk category. There's no smoke across southern Ontario, but this is what's coming. Look at that, bright colors in there. That's some heavy downpours, some thunderstorm activity. That's going to cross us in the future view for the day today. Leave us with some instability overnight and for the day tomorrow before we get back into some sunshine for Thursday. So that's an approaching low pressure system. Ahead of it, we have that band of precipitation. That's what's going to cross us during the day today. Tonight, again, showers, thunderstorms. We could get a fair bit of precipitation, 10, 15, 25 millimeters overnight tonight. So today, the temperature's a little milder than yesterday. Well, 26 for the Falls and Cayuga, Simcoe, Brantford. Otherwise, 23, 24 degrees. A little bit of sun this morning. Showers, thunderstorms later. Tonight, temperatures back down. Well, 20 for the Falls again. 18, 19, 21 for Burlington, but temperatures tonight will be a little bit milder with that instability, showers and thunderstorms. And then again tomorrow, temperatures milder still, but more humid tomorrow. Tomorrow, 23 to 24 degrees, humidex of 31, but again, chance of showers, chance of thunderstorms for tomorrow. So out the door, 19th morning of August, it's mostly cloudy. The winds are light. Sun's not up yet, but the sky is mostly cloudy. Temperature right now sitting at 16. Long range coming up. Annette, right.
All right, thank you, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And Ontario spending more money for housing starts after falling short of its target. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. What is coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. We're getting our first look at Netflix's The Diplomat Season 3. Now, I haven't seen this show, but I swear every single person that I have spoken to watches this show.
Really? I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen it.
We're missing out. We are definitely missing out.
Some catching up to do.
Yeah, a little bit. A popular John Hughes film that introduced us to the Brat Pack is celebrating 40 years. 40 years. And later on this morning, Jimmy Kimmel is urging voters to give Stephen Colbert an Emmy. We will discuss.
All right.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Emily. In overseas trading this morning, the Canadian dollar is down 9 basis points to 72.37 cents U.S. Gold is up $4.70 an ounce, and crude is down 52 cents, trading under $63 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and in Paris.
In Asia, markets were down today in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. On North American markets, the TSX gained 17 points at close yesterday. The Dow was down 34, and the Nasdaq added 6.
July's Consumer Price Index report is due out later this morning. Economists expect the annual inflation rate dipped to 1.8% in July, down from 1.9% in June. Economists are hoping the report will provide further clarity on how tariffs are affecting the economy. We'll have the updated numbers from StatsCan at around 8:30 this morning.
Premier Doug Ford says Ontario is going to spend another $1.6 billion to help municipalities increase their housing starts that are still falling short of targets.
I had the chance to speak with the Prime Minister and let him know that we want to work together, and this is a big one, to remove the HST for the first-time home buyers. That will stimulate the economy.
In addressing the Association of Municipalities of Ontario at their conference in Ottawa, Ford says the province has already put $2.3 billion towards its municipal housing infrastructure program. The provincial government is trying to get back on track to reach Doug Ford's goal of having 1.5 million new homes built in Ontario by 2031.
The country's annual pace of housing starts in July rose 4% year over year, but Ontario saw a decline of 28%. Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says the annual rate of housing starts was over 290,000 units for July, up from roughly 280,000 in June. CMHC says actual housing starts in July for centres with a population of 10,000 or greater was up 4% compared to last July.
Starbucks is giving all of its salaried employees in Canada and the United States a 2% pay raise this year. It will apply to corporate staff, store managers, and workers in manufacturing and distribution. This comes as Starbucks continues contract talks with unionized baristas, who earlier this year rejected a proposal that included similar raises. So far this year, Starbucks has addressed job cuts, dress codes, and initiatives to reduce service wait times.
Japanese tech giant SoftBank says it plans to take a $2 billion stake in computer chip maker Intel as it deepens its involvement in U.S. semiconductor manufacturing in the States. Yesterday's announcement by the companies caused both their share prices to fall. This comes just days after reports at the White House discussed taking a stake in Intel worth about $10 billion. Intel has struggled recently after failing to adapt to technology advances.
Swiss watchmaker Swatch has apologized for an ad campaign that has sparked outrage in China. In an image for the Swatch Essential Collection, an Asian male model was shown pulling the edges of his eyelids upward and backward with his fingers, a gesture seen as derogatory and racist. The backlash comes as Swatch already faces pretty weak sales in China, with the stock down 4.3% in 6 of the last 10 days.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Brian is going to be back with traffic and your 7-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Just about 6:24 on this Tuesday morning. We're looking at our MTO traffic cameras, first of all, and really nothing happening in traffic. Here's the QEW Highway 406, St. Catharines. That's indicative of what it looks like, except for the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, where it always slows down a little early as you go down toward North Shore Boulevard. Building volume here. Nothing at Brodie, nothing at Sheridan, through Mississauga, 403, going up from the Ford plant at Dundas Street, all doing fine so far today. Temperature this morning, we're a couple of degrees better than we were yesterday morning at this time. We were 14. This morning we're 16 for Hamilton, 17 Mississauga, Grimsby, 20 into Toronto right now. So seasonal temperatures, 25 for the daytime high. We got to 21 yesterday. That was it. 14 for the overnight low. Sun times. Sun doesn't come up for another 5 minutes. 6:29 is sunrise. It goes down at 8:17. Yeah, we will see a little bit of sunshine, sun for the day today. But here's a look at the forecast smoke for the day today, and we'll set that in motion. Nothing. There's nothing across southern Ontario. The smoke is all to the west and into the Midwestern states as well. So that's good. And when we see some sunshine today, it'll be brief. We'll see some cloud cover push in. Chance of showers, thunderstorms, 23, feeling like 29. A little bit more humid today. 18 tonight. We could get 15 to 25 millimeters of showers, thunderstorms tonight. Tomorrow, 23. Feeling like 31, again lingering showers and thunderstorms. Sun comes back for Thursday and Friday, 25 and 28. Cloudy Saturday, chance of showers now on Sunday. It's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay, so while we're a little bit cooler right now, in England things are still very hot, and it appears bears do the same thing we do to beat the heat.
Namely, lounging by the pool with popsicles. These are brown bears at the Whipsnade Zoo in the UK. The 4 bears were treated to flavored ice blocks, yummy, prepared by their keepers. They dug into the tasty snacks while frolicking in and around the water in their habitat at the UK's largest zoo.
I like mine with wood chips.
They must be flavored.
And pond water.
Tasty treats.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday morning.
I wonder
They
if
must be
they're
flavored with like salmon or something?
Yeah, fish flavored or.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Look like they're cooling off nicely.
They are. They
in
are.
the heat.
Well, they've got those great big warm coats on.
Yes, very true. We're going to harness up some shopping carts, maybe, to do some shopping cart challenges.
We're both the same in the Fortino's parking lot.
Stay with us. More to come after the break.